In the highlands of Viti Levu, Fiji's Upper Navua River is a tropical Grand Canyon. Locals call it the highway to their ancestors.
If you go down the river, it's a phenomenon. If you see the geology of the sides of the river, you can see even corals embedded in the river, which shows that this place was once under the sea.
For Casimiro Tukenikoro, this is his office. His team offers tourist rafting experiences down the river.
Hey guys, whoever is ready, grab a life jacket.
Our operation, is based on promoting conservation and preservation of the environment. We'd love to share that with other people.
Please do respect this place like you respect your homes.
Fearful the area would be compromised by logging or mining, Rivers Fiji convinced the indigenous land-owning clans, the Matagali, that low-impact tourism would be a better economic investment. It was Fiji's first public-private conservation tourism area, focused on sustainable tourism and creating economic opportunities for local communities.
What we have here, it's why the tourists come in the first place. They come because of our culture, they come because of our friendliness, they come because of our pristine environment.
The call of the conch is sounding its welcome.
Beautiful places and friendly faces have long been the selling point of Pacific tourism ads, and the popularity of an island paradise getaway has seen tourism play a key role in propping up Pacific economies.
After COVID, we've realised in the Pacific that actually we're not tourism-dependent countries. Rather, tourism depends on us, our people, just as much as we depend on them. And so I believe that there is a shift in how Pacific leaders are viewing their tourism industries.
The closure of international borders during the pandemic seems to have accelerated this focus towards a more sustainable, resilient and equitable tourism industry, with more than a dozen Pacific states and territories signing a regional commitment to promote sustainable tourism. In fact, Vanuatu, rather than just measuring arrivals and GDP contributions for their post-COVID tourism recovery, also measured the well-being and happiness of their residents.
Economically, the Pacific region lost over $1 billion collectively, and that's a huge chunk of money. The pandemic laid bare the volatility, the fragility and gaps and weaknesses of the tourism system.
Fiji was hit particularly hard. Tourism contributes nearly 40% to the country's GDP and employs over 150,000 people, both directly and indirectly.
We had to close down. Our heads were barely above the water. It was very hard, very emotional for you to tell your staff, that you have to send them home. Some of them are sole breadwinners, and then you have to send them home. It is very tough.
While Pacific peoples are experts in resilience, it highlights the need for long-term planning and even diversification, especially given the ongoing threat of natural disasters.
We need to move beyond bouncing back to ensure that when the next shock does happen, we not only are able to absorb those shocks, but we should be able to sail on our Vaka or Nrua in the Pacific and continue to live and smile and laugh.
A short boat ride from Tonga's capital, Tongatapu, the owners of Pangai-Motu Island Resort offer tourists the chance to swim and snorkel in crystal blue waters and even dive around a shipwreck. But the 2022 Hunga Tonga Hunga Ha'apai volcanic eruption and subsequent tsunami delivered the business yet another blow.
We're still recovering from the last two hurricanes and still recovering to try and rebuild. And the tsunami came on a Saturday afternoon, if I remember. The sonic boom was just so huge, I thought it was the end of everything.
I was worried about the kids and my dad. Mom, she's a survivor, so she's okay. I wasn't worried about Mom. My dad and the kids I was worried about. It was terrible. I saw a lot of damage. I didn't expect the main building to be standing, but thank God it's still standing, but it's pretty devastating.
A year on, they're still in the process of rebuilding.
I've been doing sandbags to hold the beach up because the tide and sea, it takes every bit of land, sand beach, slowly by slowly.
And as labour mobility schemes in Australia and Aotearoa New Zealand grow, skilled workers are becoming harder to find.
Finding labour is another story. They're all gone picking fruit. So anyhow, we'll just try our best and carry on. But we've got a good product, beautiful product, but that's it.
When it comes to conscious tourism, Palau are pioneers, navigating this space in innovative ways. In 2017, they launched the Palau Pledge, a compulsory agreement that tourists must sign, promising to act in an ecologically and culturally responsible way during their visit.
I vow to tread lightly, act kindly, and explore mindfully.
Now they're following it up with Olau Palau, a world-first initiative letting tourists unlock experiences based not on how much they spend, but rather how respectfully they act.
All out. It's a Palauan invitation, extended not to visitors, but to trusted and respected friends.
There's a common saying across the Pacific that we don't inherit the land and ocean from our ancestors, but rather we borrow them from our children. And when it comes to tourism, there's a growing movement to preserve and protect.
This is our golden egg, and this is why we are unique, because of different landscapes and our culture, which we are so proud of. And that's why we cannot afford to lose it.